Can you hear the background sound? Is it obvious?
Nope. Not super.
Okay, so we are live.
Hey.
And then let's see. Okay, I'm just checking everything. Is everything live on Next Academy? Yes, we are live. Awesome.
Actually, I also want to go and see got anyone or not.
Yeah, please feel free to share. Come on, guys. You know, right now still 0. We have 2 people. So who are the 2 people? Come on. Say hello.
Oops, I need to turn down the volume. Okay.
Yeah. Let me say we are live. We are live. So I guess while we wait for everyone to just pop right in the meantime, you and your jokes, do you have any pun jokes that you can share with us?
Don't have.
Don't have.
Got one I used before. Indian cracker told a joke. Papadam.
I don't get it.
It's papadam. And then when you tell a joke, it's like tadadam.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay, to all our viewers out there, we're going to be starting at 6:30 sharp. But in the meantime, we have around like 7 minutes to just for you to shoot Stuart. Shoot him. Okay.
Please give me your questions.
Yeah, just put all the questions in. Say hello. Say hello to us. We would love to hear some of the things that you guys want to know about. We also want to be able to chat with you guys. Very exciting. Truth to be told.
Actually, there's no way to tell who is in, right?
There is no actual way to tell who's in, but they can always say hello in the comments. Say hello, guys. Say hello. Okay.
Please give me a shout out.
Yes, please give Stuart a shout out. If you guys do not know Stuart is I'm gonna introduce him later.
Yeah. We saved the best for 6:30.
For 6:30, for the start, right? Save the best for the start.
Who is in already? Come type some. Come and type some chat.
Do type some chat, and then and ask some questions. So some of the questions that we have been receiving and we are going to be asking would be things like, Stuart, how do you get inspiration to write? Okay, I think everyone have roadblocks when it comes to writing. So this is something that you're going to share later, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so roadblocks with writing, roadblocks with ideation. What's the creative process? How do you know what works? No, what words works? Ooh, it's all about writing.
Wow, very, very deep. Looking to go into.
If I could think of anything, I will actually ask you. But in the meantime, for everyone else, if you guys could think of any questions relating to writing based, be it for copywriting, writing your captions also can, or writing, aspiring novelists. If you guys are aspiring novelists, then you guys could actually put in those questions as well for Stuart, right?
Or if you want to write love letter also, if you need tips.
Or tips to write love letters.
Yeah, please feel free to reach out in the comments, or else we cannot see who is in here, right?
Yeah, we can only see. I'm just looking. Let me just see what I can. Oh, cannot really see, but I guess you can see it from like here. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Shout out to us. Say hello. Okay. All right. So we are 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes to the start time. This is like the time to become a news broadcaster. So guys, since we are. Oh, hi, Arthur.
Wow, nice. Ether, what's up? Nice to see you again. Last 2 weeks or so he came.
Yeah, come and support. Woo.
Wow, very good supporter, Ether. Next time we also must support you.
Yeah. Looking forward to have Ether on board one day soon. Yeah. Are you ready, Ether? He's like, no reply.
He's like, I shouldn't have messaged.
Okay. So is there any exciting things that happened lately?
Where in Malaysia, 6,000
I guess.
cases. Very exciting.
It's quite like I was just thinking. I was just talking to someone. I was like saying, "Oh wow, everyone expect cryptocurrency to go to the moon, all right? But obviously, it did not go to the moon. But I was just thinking like, oh, our cases is going to the moon.
Yeah.
It's insane.
And this is 1 week after MCO, right? So it's a bit.
Oh, we are still kind of in MCO, right?
And the MCO also is not like an MCO.
Well, yes, but everyone, please stay safe. Please stay safe. If you guys have been watching any zombie apocalypse movie, well done, because all your survival skills can be used right now. Finally, stay safe, stay at home, and don't go out, okay? Because this zombie you cannot even see.
Yeah, and then
At least at least zombie can see. This one is like cannot even see.
Omid, I see Omid here. He's staying safe also. Make sure you stay safe. I mean, we have the freedom to go out still, right? But then a lot of us taking it for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Even now, our neighbor Singapore also starting to tighten things again, right?
Everyone stay safe. But in the meantime, let's talk about some happy news. Come on.
Happy news.
What's the most
news?
The happiest
happy
news. God, happy news. Yes,
right.
Finally. So proud to have Stuart here today. This is absolutely happy. Sometimes it's a bit tough to get him to talk about his work, right? Like as in his book. Right. No, as in the things that he is doing outside of the professional life. So you do jiu-jitsu as well on the side, right?
Yeah, and I couldn't do it for a couple of years already, ever since the pandemic. So another sad news.
It's okay.
No more martial arts, no more sports.
You can always do jiu-jitsu with your dog. Come show your dog to everyone if your dog is there.
Lady, come here. Lady, you want to go on live show? Huh? Oh, come here. Come, we got 1 minute. Faster. Lady, come. We got 1 minute. So clever.
I guess. Oh, okay. Hello.
Lady, say hello.
So cute.
She's like annoyed by me.
Okay, so we are counting down already. So now let's get ourselves into the correct posture because we are going to be starting soon. Guys, please, in the meantime, please pop your questions into the chat. And because today, everything is going to be all right. All right. So, okay, now it's 6:30. Welcome, guys. I'm really happy to have all of you guys here. And today, what we are having here is, our topic for today is everything will be all right. You get it? It's a pun. So anyways, guys, I'm Audrey. I'm going to be your host for today. And in the meantime, we have Stuart here. So Stuart Danker, right? He is a marketer, copywriter, writer, so many, storyteller. And of course, right now, he is also the author of Tinhead City KL. And Tinhead City KL, this book is longlisted by Epigram. What are Epigram Books, right? Publisher. So it's really an amazing feat because this is his first book. And this first book, right, already longlisted. So guys, without further ado, let's welcome Stuart.
Yay! We have to make our own noise.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, so hi Clarence, thank you so much for the support. So today we have so much things to share, but in the meantime, Stuart, would you want to say a few words for yourself?
Yeah, so I see some of you familiar faces over here, and you probably know me from one side of the coin. We never really talk about any other thing other than digital marketing. So it's good to know that if you guys are curious about writing and storytelling or just using words in general, I hope today will be a good day to discover all this. I
Nice.
myself have sold words for a living, and sometimes I think it's a hack also lah. Like you sell words for a living. It's like almost like I'm worried that one day people will find out that it's not something that you can actually sell, right? People will be like, you where got such thing one? So yeah, I hope to explore more about this topic today lah.
Nice. I noticed something, right, Stuart, like for you, your preferred art form, because I think words for you is an art as well. Your preferred art form seem to be words. When it comes to, there are a lot of other ways where some people prefer art form is photography, some people prefer art form is motion, and so on and so forth. And for you, it's words. Has it always been words for you?
Yeah, actually, since I was a child, so it didn't even happen to me, as in I didn't even realize I express myself best through words. But yeah, I don't know how, somehow it became my primary art form. But to be honest, like, if I could draw, actually maybe I would express myself through drawing as well, but I cannot really draw. So that one, at least you can draw better, Audrey.
No, not really. Your art, actually, you draw really nicely as well. It's just that you never really can showcase your work as
If
much.
I can draw like you, I will show even more.
So I think one of the very interesting thing that I also find is that you love to describe yourself as a storyteller instead of calling yourself as I'm a marketer, I'm a copywriter, I'm an author, but you actually call yourself as I am a storyteller, right? Why is that so?
I think it's because we are always moved by stories. I also realized that not just in marketing, but in classes as well. People pay more attention when you tell stories. So no matter what you do, even if it's to write copy for a magazine or write an article or stand in front of a class, I feel like stories are just integral. And if you just call yourself a writer, copywriter, right, you are kind of limiting yourself. So I guess, I don't know, that's why I enjoy being a storyteller. And I don't really like just write anyway, right? So yeah, that's why I guess I go with storyteller.
And I think maybe one of the easiest way to really, start talking about what is storytelling is, can you describe what is storytelling in your own words?
Yeah, basically, it's like hooking people from the start. If I see people, like you see Ivy and Mei Ling are all here, like if they come in and they don't know me, how am I going to hook them? Right? So storytelling is right from the start. When I just meet them, I hook them, I keep them interested, and then I leave them feeling better than before they came. So for me, that is storytelling.
Okay, so guys, storytelling, what is the hook, right? How do you keep them interested? And after the whole story, when they leave, they need to feel better than what they were before, correct? The three steps, right? 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not even just making them feel better. Sometimes it's just making them feel different. That is enough.
So I guess for everyone over here, when you guys are even writing your copy, even writing your stories, or actually just think about the things that you have been looking around, right? The ads that you have been seeing, the posts that you seem to be interacting a lot with, how does that make you feel? What actually captures your attention? And whatever Stuart says is right? Hook, excitement, and finally making them feel what you want them to feel.
Yep. That is so true. I mean, even if you look at advertising or digital marketing copywriting, what will capture your attention is like you read something, then you're like, wow, this one very funny, or very smart, this one damn good, So words, people may think, anyone also can write lah. But in the end, to get reactions out of people is a different skill altogether.
Okay, so why don't you, Stuart, tell us one of the copy that you remember recently that really hooked you in?
Recently,
not recently lah. Can be any time also can, no problem.
I will always go back to Nando's. Nando's one is just super good because they always mix Manglish and Malay and English. they know how to play the words locally. They don't just stick to like English, right? So
Yeah.
Nando's sini banyak ayam, it will always be stuck in my head. Maybe if some of, sorry, go on.
Yeah, maybe some of them who doesn't really understand, could you just actually translate it?
Yeah, so sini banyak ayam means here got a lot of chicken, and it happened during a current issue where there wasn't enough chicken in a fast food chain. So Nando's, like, they hop right on that current issue and they put sini banyak ayam. So that was pretty clever copywriting.
Yeah, so I think I and actually the place where they placed the billboard was also very controversial, right?
Yeah. Because do you want to mention why?
I don't I think we can. We are all adults, okay? We are all adults.
Because they put it around the red light district area. And you know, chicken also for Chinese.
Yes.
Yes, so yeah, they're pretty a lot of layers lah. I like their copywriting.
So I think this is actually one of those very interesting things where, you know, when you talk about how copywriting or how storytelling actually touches people, is really playing around with, you know, some of the people's cultural background, like basically just like poking people lah, right? Poking.
Yep.
Okay. And then, sorry.
No, never mind. I will let you go.
I'm going to continue on with the next question, but you can continue first, you know?
Never mind.
Okay. I think another question that people usually ask is about getting ideas. I think one of the biggest issues that people have is really getting ideas to create content. How do you find inspiration, you know, for your books, for your marketing ideas? How do you find inspiration?
Usually my question is, how do you not find inspiration? Because everything can be an idea. Right? A lot of people, when they tell me, hey, I also want to write a book, but I don't know what story to write about. But the problem there I always see is that people are always aiming for perfection. Then they stop themselves. You know, they're like, if it's not perfect, I don't want to do. This one applies to digital marketing also, all the copywriting, or if you ask them to even search for keywords, right? They'll be like, where to get my idea from? I don't know where to start to search. What do I look for? For me, is if you remain playful, you will always be in the correct mindset to create content. So if you ask,
sorry, no, I didn't say anything.
Okay, so if you don't know how to generate ideas, I think in some sense you just have to sit down and do it. What has taught me that ideas is not some holy thing, that you can create ideas, was being in journalism. Because journalism, within one day, you have to write a new story with angle, everything settled. You have to do it within one day, right? And that taught me that, you know, ideas is not as fancy as people think. It's actually pretty common. You just have to actually just sit down, brainstorm, and write it out.
Right? So there's a suggestion from David Leong.
Right, in Haunted House, David. That one won't generate ideas. That one generates stress. It's similar to journalism, not much different also. David.
Actually, what's very interesting, I find, is also sometimes there's this particular media company where the writers needed to churn out at least 4 articles a day.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, what did they write about? Did you find something to write about? Basically, they can write about anything, but 4 articles a day, you know? Can you imagine that? Like, for me, I would describe the plant in my house, and then I can write an article. We cannot find idea, also I will write about it.
It's if you sell words for a living, it's pretty common. Like last time, I also had to do like 2 articles a day while working 12 hours on the road. So this kind of thing will teach you that actually ideas is overrated. The underrated thing is actually doing the work, like writing or shooting your video or anything. Yeah. And now this Sham say drink or get high, which I can agree it works, Sham. It seriously works, but not sustainable.
Okay. So David say, go ask the public website.
Very good. I see you remember your SEO training, David. Very nice. And for the rest who are not familiar with it, if you want to know more about things like Ask the Public, you can check out our courses at Next Academy.
Ooh, nice one. Wait, nice one, Stuart.
That's how I'm going to do it. Sell words for a living, right?
Sell words for a living, and then just jump right in. Okay. So guys, if you have any questions, pop that right in. But in the meantime, there is some ideas over here. Okay, so do you go through the similar process as a digital marketer and as a novelist?
Actually,
Is
the
it the same?
novel is pretty different.
Okay,
Right.
can you break it down and tell us how is it like? Because obviously you are also a digital marketer. You sell words for a living, literally getting people to come to become customers. But in the meantime, you sell words for a living to make people feel happy when they read your book as well. Okay, break it down for us.
So typically for digital marketing, you want something like BAM, like something quick, like punchy, bam, bam, bam. The first sentence they read, you already have to catch them. If it's an email, the first paragraph has to have everything, right? And generating ideas is the same. I think ideas is not super valuable, right? But the execution for digital marketing, everything has to be valuable. Every sentence you cannot waste, has to be as short as possible. And you need to change people within like few seconds.
Wow.
But for novels, you have to make a slow burn. Like chapter 1 is telling you about this place where this guy was like this. Chapter 2, he went here. And then slowly you invest in him. Versus digital marketing, if I don't give you value on your first 2 sentences, you are gone. Right? So the mentality is very different. So your presentation also has to be very different. So, I mean, if you play with words, you need to know the difference. Right?
That is very interesting. So basically, when it comes to marketing, we all know that a lot of people have very short attention span, right? And for you, it's how can I just whack immediately, whack, bam, 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 right? Immediately. But for when it comes to writing, people actually enjoy the art, like really literally enjoy reading.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes they will give you chance up to like 3 chapters. So you still have a lot of opportunities to, get them to invest. But digital marketing, if you are not memorable from the start, you are gone straight away. So that is always one thing you have to remember.
I think one of the very important key thing over here is that you need to understand how your audience consume the particular content. So digital marketing, the way people consume it is very fast, right? But when it comes to a novel, where people consume it, people actually take time to enjoy it.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's all about the audience. Understand your audience.
Yep. And I mean, we also do this, right?
Yes.
We never do any campaigns without knowing who we are communicating to, be it through video, podcast, or even writing, right? So that knowing your audience is a fundamental step. So for you guys here who are already in the digital marketing, I hope you remember that. Always have your customer in mind, right?
Nice. Okay. In the meantime, Herbert say, I can't wait for my book to arrive. Oh, very interesting.
Yeah. Thanks for the support, Herbert.
Woohoo! Okay, guys. The next one is Stuart. Help us understand how your creative process is like. Do you have some sort of a step-by-step process that you follow through?
Yeah, but it is actually pretty rojak. I have different ways of doing different things. Sometimes I would outline everything. Sometimes I would also just from the hip of my pants, I just hantam only, right? But the most reliable way to create content is to first write something, even though it's not perfectly fine, I'll just create the structure. So if a website copy, if it requires 4 paragraphs, I will just write 4 paragraphs first. I don't care what it's about. I just make sure the aesthetic looks like that, looks like what I want. Then once I get into that zone, I can slowly start outlining the 4 paragraphs. And once I can see it, literally see it, then I can start writing for it, right? So some people may think like, oh, if you need to write 4 paragraphs, you need to do it like a school exam. For me, I just create the physical look first. I just make it look like 4 paragraphs. Then I start putting in the meat. But if it's for a novel, I will write out one whole chapter first. It could be 10 pages. It could be 20 pages. Then I go back and rewrite everything. So typically, that's my creative process. Everybody's going to be different.
I actually heard about how some people actually, figure out what to write or how to write is also just like what you say, right? At first, start off with creating the physical outline, and then you just start writing. They don't care if they write about a topic, but they just start writing. Just write random stuff, right? Do you do that as well?
Yeah, it's called free writing, and that is a very good technique. Very good technique for digital marketing, especially for headlines, is you free write 100 different headlines.
100?
So, yeah, you just free write. You don't use your brain. You don't try and think too much. You just free write whatever that comes to mind. It's best if you use pen and paper. And once you get to number 80 to 90, your brain will be so tired of all the typical headlines. It will come up with very unique headlines. And that's where you can find very nice headlines that might surprise yourself also.
But it's 80 to 90 headlines.
Yeah, I mean, advertising agencies, they do this lah. But if, to be fair, if you run your own blog, maybe you can do 10, 20, right? But 100 is where the magic happens lah. You guys can give it a try. Next time you need to write a headline, you try and sit down, pen and paper, and you just write out 100. Free write, don't think too much, and see what happens.
So first thing first, create a structure, visual structure, and then secondly is to actually to just free write, right?
Yep.
Okay. Any other tips that people can start off with? We start off with the marketing one. After that, we talk about novels, right?
Yep.
Because they are same but different. They use the words, but also still different.
Yeah. And then, by the way, hello Charlotte, hello Steven, nice to see y'all again.
Hello.
In terms of digital marketing, that's it lah. The most important one is the headline one. Because why? Headline is the first thing that your audience sees. If you don't do your headline properly, you are pretty much screwed because they won't even give your article a chance if they don't like the display being the headline, right? So yeah, that is the most important thing. I encourage you guys here to try the 100 headlines thing.
Do you also look through like power words? Like, I must put like power words, because some of the advice that I see people give is you must have a power word inside your headline and stuff like that.
I feel like power words are a trend. Like after you start using power words, and by the way, those who are unfamiliar, you can Google power words. You can find lists of power words, 1,000 over power words that you can use in your copy that will create emotional response. But like clickbait, I feel like power words are a bit trendy. Once people start seeing these words over and over again, it becomes, they don't get a feeling anymore because they are very exposed to it. So power words in general, I feel like it makes your stories, your title stronger, but there is a trend to it. There is like an expiry date. That's what I feel about power words.
Yeah, I think what happens is that people, especially in the digital marketing space, people love silver bullets, right? Then one period of time, everyone go like, you need to put power words. Yep. And then suddenly, millions of people literally use the same power words and use the same tagline, and everyone just write the same thing.
Exactly. That is the danger. That's the exact danger of power words. It's similar to clickbait. 5 blah blah blah, you won't believe this. That kind of things. After a while, and in this age, if you try to use you won't believe what happens, people won't even care. That is such an overuse cliche already.
Overused cliche. David asked, what if off-color content comes out? What is an off-color content?
Not good content. As in, are you talking about tone deaf content, David? Because if that comes out, sorry lah. I mean, it's your mistake. But sometimes it also depends on your audience. Sometimes your intent is not evil, but some people who have a different point of view will still hate you. This thing you cannot change. So you don't allow people to change your voice. Because last time as a hairdresser, my manager used to tell me, even the worst hairdresser got the fans, even the best hairdresser got the haters. So just remember that.
So I guess the conclusion is, regardless if you have fans or you have haters, people are going to love you, people are going to hate you anyways, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So the only thing you do is just do it, lor.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what they say.
Right?
Yep. Okay. Now we already just talked about digital marketing or marketing, copywriting, and so on. Maybe you could share the process of novels. How does it work? The creative process for novels.
Creative process. I mean, the novel part, different people have very different process. I think people will hate the way I do it because for novels, I just go only. I don't know where I'm going. Like for this book, Tinhead City KL, I only had the first chapter roughly in my mind. And that's what I do. Every day I just came back to the Word document and I just continue from where I left off. And that was my novel's journey.
That's your novel's journey?
Yeah, you just have to do it like for months. So it's almost like a marathon. Every day you will hate yourself. You'll be like, what the hell am I doing this for? Nobody wants to read this also. It's like, I'm shocked sendiri only. But in the end, it will be worth it because you have to take it as a marathon. So my process is just show up every day. Wherever I left off, just continue the story. That's all.
So we have a question. Did you ever encounter writer's block? And how do you overcome it?
Very good question. This one is very common question. Again, Herbert, the thing about writer's block is people try to be too perfect. Because of my time in journalism, you don't have time to be perfect. And that's where I learned writer's block is just a mental thing. You can say that you have writer's block, but if someone come to you with a gun, I'm sure you will write something. Yeah, you will write something. And then that's when you realize, oh, actually, I don't have writer's block. You know, so it's a mental thing.
You know what is very interesting? When we are all doing assignments, if they give you a duration of 2 weeks to do your assignment. The 2 weeks you just sit there. I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write until one day before. Everyone seems to come up with the golden nuggets.
Yeah, it's like, to be fair, that's when a lot of people are more capable than they think. If I ask you to write something big in 1 day now, you would think I'm asking for too much. But if you think about Audrey's, what she described just now, it's very normal. I'm sure all of you guys did it before.
Under stress. So I think the creative process also require one more extra thing, to put yourself under a certain stress level.
Yeah. I mean, if it's not stressful, it's no point. You won't feel that I want to do it. Right?
Yeah, very true. So David asks, do you get someone to proofread your content first?
Sadly, now I become the one who proofread. But yeah, when it comes to novel, then yes, it has to go through a few editors. The first editor who will help me polish everything. She'll tell me what to do. I will polish it. The second editor to make sure everything is nice. And the final check, everyone read once more to make sure got no errors. So in novel, a lot of this. In newspapers also, you have to go through a lot of different editing stages. But if there is digital marketing in a marketing team, I think since like 5-6 years ago, I was the proofreader.
Yeah, we all write, and they go like, Stuart, okay, no, this one. Yeah,
David asked again, do you need to pay them? For the novel, right? Because I'm traditionally published, so they will supply the editing, they will supply the marketing. But if you are a solo person, solopreneur, independent author, then you have to pay for editing services lah.
Okay, guys, you want to get free resource, then go and do traditional publisher. If you want to solo your way through, then you get find Stuart to become your proofreader.
Wow, very good.
I think I love what Clarence said. Deadlines, the ultimate week.
Yeah,
guys.
And especially in the creative world, right? You won't have deadlines. Sometimes you have to set for yourself. No matter you are a video maker or an artist, right? You have to create your own deadlines.
Guys, you guys know what to do. Create your own deadlines. And then maybe, yes. I think that the hardest bit will be like, if you really do DIY everything yourself, you create your own deadline, your deadline will forever be moving, what I tell you. So how do you solve that? Because we're going to get, I think we should talk about this question like right now. Because for you, what you did, you actually quit your day job and you became a full-time writer, right?
Yep.
So yeah, so this means that you need to put in your own deadline. So how do you make sure that you don't procrastinate? How do you make sure that you follow through with your deadlines?
For me, because of my living condition last time, I don't have that much money. So that was my deadline. If I don't finish within this half year, I have to go back to a job. So it's either I make my dream come true or I don't follow my deadline. And not making my dream come true was more painful. So that's why I get to stick to my deadline.
So guys, find your pain point. Maybe it's like this, like for people, right? Like for people maybe like me, if I don't follow my deadline, I need to run around the garden 10 times. Wow, I think that one very painful. Okay. We have a question here. Sometimes a temptation to explore controversial writing, right, or controversial content is there. But how do you determine if you're being too controversial?
Oh, this one cannot say. Like there is no telling. Some people, their tolerance level is higher, so they don't mind being controversial. Some people got thin skin, and one person critique them, also they cannot take it. So this one, you follow your own compass. What is too controversial is only limited by how you feel. So if you have no worry about other people's feelings, you can go all the way. We have so many writers who wrote controversial stuff, and it depends on you.
I think a very classic example would be Name Wee, right? Malaysia. I don't know how to call him. I don't know call him Nama Wee or Name Wee, but Huang Ziming, I think. He is super controversial and he don't care, and people love him for it.
Yep.
But then he get attacked lah. Here, right, left, center, he get attacked by people who doesn't like his work. The question is for you, Herbert, like, are you willing to go controversial? Are you willing to take those so-called, attacks? You will have your fans, but you will have your haters as well. Are you willing to do that? Or are you going to go and become mediocre? Wow.
It's like this Fahmi Reza guy also. As artists, any of you artists here, you can look at Fahmi Reza. That guy is so controversial, but you have to take the heat.
David did ask, is there whereby you be so focused on writing that you keep writing through the night?
Actually, for me, 100 days of writing, only one day I will feel like that. So the rest of the day, you just have to expect that it hurts. It's never going to be fun. At least for me, I've never found the work to be fun. So yeah, that's what I can tell you, David.
Okay, I think that's a very good question over here, because I think sometimes when people are writing in different language, and if English is not your mother tongue, or if for you want to write in Chinese, because I know that you're learning Chinese recently, how do you suggest in improving this language ability?
So for 配置, you have to, if you really want to master English, you just have to practice it. And I totally know how you feel, because now I'm learning Chinese and I get that feeling like you cannot use it yet, right? To the best ability of native speakers. But the only way is just to immerse, like read more, listen more, speak more. Like myself, I'm trying to WhatsApp in Chinese nowadays, just so I can use it more. And I feel that through my Chinese learning journey, using it more has helped lah. So just use it more. And looking at your comment, I think you don't have any problems. You are already good enough to start writing, judging from your comment with your capitalization and punctuation. So keep it up.
Keep it up. I think for me, when my English start becoming better, actually last time I don't really, because when I was young, I don't really like to talk, right? So I don't talk. So I don't need, the need to express myself with words, right? But when my language became better was when I read Harry Potter. When I remember at the time, I was 9 or I was 10. That's the only first time I felt so excited about reading and so excited about writing, because I never knew that words can be written in this way, and it was Harry Potter. And I think previously, I mean, it's not to say that I never had books, but I think all the previous novels that I went for British Council, I went, English school and things like this, they always give the most boring, give the most boring books. And I don't want to say out names because I think I'll be flamed by people, but Harry Potter was the one that really captured my attention. So I think one of the things to help you improve your language is really find something that excites you, a book that excites you.
Yep, so true.
Okay, David asks, very interesting, what if you want to write some political content? Advisable.
A lot of people do that, right? A lot of people already do that. Journalists especially. You just, again, same with Herbert's question, can you take the heat or not?
Yeah, of course, when you write political content, you can see how a lot of very interesting see, you can take the heat or not lah. It's really the heat, and are you willing to take that sort of some heat is just really people are just replying to you and saying like, what are you talking about? But some of the heat can be beyond that. So some of those things you probably want to think about it.
Yeah, and people can actually die from just writing. So you know how strong the written word is lah. But you have to be careful as well.
Yeah, your word can be like a sword.
Yep.
Always remember.
And it can also cause you for people to murder you.
Yes. Okay. Okay. We go to the next part. Let's talk about the word. Okay. The word. Wow. Can you imagine the word can be so impactful? I think just now we kind of talk about how do you incorporate storytelling in both marketing and in your book, and you really talk about the hook, right? I think one of the biggest question is how do you create the hook to hook people in?
This one goes back to your customer avatar. So for those of you who are already in the course, please remember your customer avatar. For those who are not, if you want to know about customer avatar, again, Next Academy, we have digital marketing courses with customer avatars, right? But that's my process. I need to know who is my customer. Even for the novel, is it for young adults? Is it for old people? For the headline, is it for people with back problems? Is it for people who love pen? People who like to drive? Right? Once you know who that is, you can speak their language. And once you speak their language, they will know instantly, like, okay, I'm going to listen. Right? So that is how I hook people.
I think one very interesting thing, a friend actually told me, he said that he knows someone who owns a company. Their hook, right? They churn out books. Okay, the word is churn. They don't write books. They churn out books, right? What does it mean? So their hooks is always writing love stories. Those I don't know. I'm sure there's a certain genre to it, a certain name to it. I do not know those names, but in the lights of 50 Shades of Grey, right? So, and you know what's very interesting? So this friend of mine just told me, the whole process is there. Basically, how the story is going to be like is there. He said the template is exactly the same, the blueprint is exactly the same, just that the characters are different. So this time around, it's doctor and nurse. The second time around, it's lawyer and client. The third time around is medieval time, aristocrat and the commoner. But everything else is exactly the same. And people are just dying to buy these books, right? And he said that niche is a crazy big niche. And what was interesting, the other thing that was interesting, they were in the midst of creating a software to actually churn out stories like that.
Yeah, it's pretty scary like that. I really feel that it's pretty scary that AI is getting a bit better now. I mean, it's still pretty stupid when I read some of the AI created stuff, but it's getting better now. And I wouldn't be surprised if your friend can get to that level of churning out books with software.
He is his friend, not my friend.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But by the way, we
yeah.
also have coding courses if you want to create AI to write. Wow, all this.
All this
aimless,
subtle.
not really subtle also.
Not very subtle. Okay. So I think this is to answer David's question. Any good copywriting tool and softwares recommended for use? Do you have any that you could think of?
For me, because I typically just use whatever comes to mind. In terms of software, I don't use a lot, but there is a lot of this Grammarly and Hemingway app. So Grammarly will help you check your grammar, and Hemingway app will help you tighten your stuff, your words. But generally, sometimes you cannot really rely on them also. Just practice your own skills.
Okay, so guys, Grammarly, especially if I always use them because my English is not perfect, so I always let Grammarly fix my English. And Hemingway is to help you see if it's readable or not, right? Or it's easy to read. So those two tools are really good. There are a lot of online softwares like headline generators and stuff like that. You can use them. Just Google headline generator, you'll get a bunch of it. Feel free to actually go and use them. But by the end, they always remember you're not the only one using the headline generator lah. Another I don't know 100 million people using it as well. So remember, like what Stuart said, if everything is being overused, then what will happen next?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Next question. All right. So we already. Okay, I think before we go on to, I know that David have a question. David say, if you have a celebrity as your fan, or how would you feel? Will you be
I'm
worried?
fine. I won't be worried. Even better, right? No man. But actually, to be fair, I don't like the attention lah. So if people want to, make things like big like that, I will actually feel shy. So I will feel shy, but I won't be worried.
Okay, you'll feel shy. Just shy only lah, right?
Yeah.
So do you feel shy right now?
A bit.
Okay. Now let's just talk about your book, right? Because I think we talked about your digital marketing life and so on and so forth. But now let's just really focus on your book, which is Tinhead City KL. Would love to know, how long did you take to complete your Tinhead City KL?
I think roughly the first draft was 3 months. And because I also had the help of the president of the Malaysia writer community at that time.
Shout out.
To Gina Yap. But 3 months for the first draft. After that, I cleaned it up in a couple more months. Then after that, I sent it in to Epigram Singapore.
Lovely. Can you walk through your submission of your work?
Yeah, actually, the first part is pretty simple because Epigram was holding a competition. So all you need to do is just print your manuscript, ship it to Singapore, give them email, go on Submittable and send them your application. But in other competitions or other companies, you just send in your manuscript if they request it. Or else, sorry. I wanted to just add, or else you just send in a query letter or pitching letter to pitch to the companies.
Okay, so when you say send in manuscript, is it only sending in the first chapter or sending an outline of your entire article or entire novel or the entire the final entire novel?
All three. It really depends. It depends on the company. Some company will say don't send anything, just pitch to us. Some companies will say give us your manuscript, and others will say send us email but don't give us physical one. Every publisher has their own requirements, so you better read their guidelines.
Also question, I think this question has been asked before, is what happens if you send your manuscript and people take your work?
Actually,
Would that happen?
Not really. Like writers are not super worried about that because you will have a voice, and if someone just steals your stuff, you have the. I mean, first of all, if they are richer than you or they can, manipulate things, you bad luck lah. But long term, a lot of people won't do that because after I steal this work, then how? If people ask me to write the second one, then they realize I'm a fake, right? Then how? So people don't typically like to steal that. It's almost like stealing someone's song album. You steal their voice and then you make an album out of it. Then your next one, how? you cannot even sing, right? That's something like that.
Very true. I think another common question that I see people also do ask is like, what happens? I mean, for you, when you write your first write your first draft, you had Gina to help you through this, right? But there are also a lot of people who would not be able to access to resources or access to people such as Gina, for example. Then how can they actually overcome this situation?
Actually, to be fair, the mentorship was just Gina believing in me. A lot of the work also was done by myself. So in the end, whoever of you are inspired or you want to write your own novel, you should know that everything you need, you already have. Maybe you just need someone to believe in you, but whatever you need, we all already have.
So in other words, you can just write a story and then no one actually reads you. Even if no one believes you, you can just write the story and try to pitch it to basically a traditional publisher.
Yeah, it's basically like that. Sometimes I feel a bit when people make a fuss about, wow, you finish a book. Actually, it's pretty easy. Like one day you just need to write a few paragraphs and you do that for 1 year. That's basically how you do it. So, I mean, it's not very hard when you come to think about it. I got aircon and then I just need to sit down and write 3 paragraphs a day, right? So it's actually not super hard. You just have to keep doing it, discipline.
Also another question, like for you, because you actually quit your job to write full time. But how about people who let's just say they cannot afford to quit their job, right? And sometimes you go to work and then you come back, write a few chapters. Then the second day you go to work, then you come back and write a few chapters. But you're mentally you're in a very different position. How do you suggest to overcome that?
This is a very good question. Before I quit my job, I thought that was the only way to write a novel. I need uninterrupted time, and that is the only way I will write. But ever since then, now that I have a job, I still write. It's not an excuse. It's really not an excuse. Sometimes I'm very tired at night, but during my lunchtime, because I don't really eat, I will write during my lunchtime. So that is, I mean, if you really want it, you will do it. So what I can tell you is that if you don't have the luxury to quit your job, it is still doable. I mean, I myself had to learn it by quitting, but I hope you will try it even if you have a job.
Then how do you make sure that your voice stay consistent during this period of time?
It won't change, I guess, because your voice will always be your voice. And you won't like next week suddenly write something else, like sound like a totally different person. You will always sound the same. And anyway, you are going to edit it like 5-6 times. You are going to rewrite it over and over. So don't worry. Just make sure you get your first draft out.
Okay, very interesting 2 questions from David. So number 1, it's not coming up. How do you protect, your work being copied by someone? So that's question number 1. And then we'll go to number 2. It's this. Can you hire someone to write for you?
Can.
Okay.
So let's start with the first one. The first one is you cannot really protect. Against piracy, you cannot protect. If someone else wants to copy your work, you also cannot do anything about it. But very few people will want to copy and claim it's theirs. Maybe they will pirate it, but they won't claim it's their work because, again, next time people ask them to write again, they cannot do it, right? So typically, that's not a good thing for them to copy anyway, right? But for your second question, can you hire someone to write for you? A lot of people done that before. a lot of famous author like what's this guy Frey, the Endgame. He has a factory of writers helping him churn out books. Right, that is hiring
Really?
someone. Yeah, hiring someone to write for you, and he put his name on it. David Goggins, he has the book Can't Hurt Me. His life is a very interesting life, but he's not primarily a writer. So he hired a ghostwriter to help him write his story. So things like that can.
Wow. How do you get ghostwriters then?
There are people doing that. So you just need to find
Go on Fiverr. Is Fiverr a good place?
Yeah, if you want to get crap books. But ghostwriting books, you have to know people. You cannot just get them off like Fiverr or something. Maybe if you want some headlines or something, you can go to Fiverr. But ghostwriting, you really need the skill.
Wow, got skills some more. Wow. How do you find them? Basically, you need to find your connections.
Yeah, you need to find connections. Even I also can. I don't even know any ghostwriters.
But what's very interesting is why would ghostwriter ghostwrite? Because obviously, just now you mentioned a few writers that became so famous based on a ghostwriter's work or a bunch of ghostwriters' work. Why wouldn't the ghostwriter themselves write for themselves?
Sometimes I also find it very hard to say. Sometimes some people like to just do the art and they don't want the pressure of, oh, I have to perform. So if you are a ghostwriter, you can do the art, but you don't have the pressure. You are just someone else's name. Some people like that. Some people don't like to be so public.
Okay. So I hope that this actually opens up quite interesting things for ideas for you guys in terms of copywriting, be it for digital marketing or writing for novel. I think a few things to take away with is really understanding your audience, how they consume content. That's one. Also, what do they want? What's the pain point that they have? And that's how you can write and write for them, right? Basically, after you hook them in, you want to excite them. And by the end of the day, one of the most important thing is that you want them to leave feeling different from how they initially read your stuff. Yep. But okay, I would now, let's just really quickly, Stuart, can you tell us a bit about Tinhead City KL? Tease us a little bit, tease the audience a little bit, but do not give us too much, right? Because everyone should buy your book, right? So tease us, come on, tease us.
Okay, you know what I learned through this process? It's like sometimes you also will forget your own story. Because I wrote this in like 2018, 2019. Wow. And I have forgotten. It's been 2 years already. So some details for your own story, you might also forget. Basically, mostly this story is about a kid in KL, a futuristic KL, where the city is policed by robots. So robots, you cannot bribe them, you cannot sweet talk them, right? And one day this kid accidentally defending himself, he accidentally kills some robots through some device, and it's about him just trying to survive after that.
Okay, so how would you guys survive in a place where robots is just hunting you down with no emotions? I think with robots there is no mercy, there is no grace, right? Yeah. It's just black and white. Yep. How would that world work, right? Yep. It's a very interesting setup that you put forth.
Yep. Yeah, it's
okay. So Niels,
by the way, yeah? Sorry, I just wanted to say shout out to shout out to, we didn't say shout out to Shauna and Sarah yet for appearing in the comments, and Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson asked, Upwork may have ghostwriters but need to pay more than Fiverr. Probably lah, because Fiverr is $5 ma.
Yeah, usually. And proper ghostwriter will cost so much more than Upwork.
Yeah, proper ghostwriter, because you are literally taking their work and putting your name on it, so it's going to be a lot more expensive.
Yep.
So David asks, does that mean that the kid marries robot?
You just go to Epigram in Singapore. Should be easy for you.
Okay. Shauna said, can't wait for you to sign the books. Let me just show you. Wait, give me a moment. Share screen, guys. Share screen. Share screen. Where's my screen? Take from that. Okay, guys. So if you have no idea where to check out Stuart's book, do come by to epigrambookshop.sg, Tinhead City, KL. Right? Look at his wow name here, like woof. Okay, and you can find his book over here. About the author, let's see what they write. Malaysian-based author, written about tech, travel, finance, fashion, advertising, and other industries. Woof. And they never. They talk about this. They have various roles: hairdresser, auditor, insurance salesman, and roadie. So many things, huh?
Yeah,
okay, guys.
More experience, easier to write.
Actually, I think one of the very interesting thing we talk about, how to get inspiration. I think is also really exposing yourself to different things. I think, like for Stuart, he is. If you talk to him, he is very well exposed. I mean, he can cut hair, he can write, he can do a lot of things. And Shauna said hairdresser. Yes, he is a hairdresser. I don't know if he can still cut right now. He can cut words. Not so sure he can cut hair or not.
Still can 6 years. Still got the muscle memory, but then long time never practice.
Okay, wait, let me see. Someone said please share the link. Let me just give you guys the link. Tinhead City KL. Okay. Here you go. So I think one of the things is really, guys, everyone, writing is also, it's not just about playing with words or expressing yourself, but it's also about how can you create angles as well, be it for your books, be it for your headlines. So today what we will actually challenge you is today, every day, do something different. It doesn't need to be the biggest stuff, but do something different. Go and expose yourself to something that you have not done before, right? And then you can have a lot of ideas.
Yep, and make sure it's uncomfortable. That's where you learn the most.
Like if you don't know how to cook, then please go and cook. If you don't know how to, I don't know what other ideas I could think of. But
mine is learning Chinese lah. Very uncomfortable, very hard to learn.
Very, very uncomfortable.
Learn a new language.
Learn a new language.
I know. Learn a new subject like digital marketing at Next Academy.
Okay, welcome, guys. Yes. Okay, so in the meantime, let's see if there's anything else. Shauna suggested for you to actually teach people how to cut their hair during MCO. I think that is definitely one way to.
Do you see my own hair? I'm not in the position to teach people.
It's okay. Sometimes life is just like that, right? You cannot stop nature, but you can always buy a wig.
Yeah.
Okay. So David has a very funny one. If no hair at the top, can you get and cut your armpit hair? Well, feel free to do so.
Why cannot? I also do that. Well, very active today.
Yeah, very, very active. Okay, guys. I think we were going to head off soon. Everyone's going to head off for a good meal, good dinner. Stuart, is there anything you want to say to everyone before we end this?
I just want to say thanks for all the support, all of you guys commenting. Thank you for Audrey. Thank you, Next Academy. Always giving support. So just a lot of thank you for you guys. Even Nelson came today. Wow. A lot of, thanks for your support. I really appreciate it.
Okay, for everyone, if you want to meet Stuart, do come by Next Academy because he is a part of our team mentoring people on the art of storytelling, right? Be it storytelling through your headlines for your digital marketing, or even better, when you come over and you meet him, you get to ask him about how to write a novel. What is this? It's called 2 in 1. 1 stone, 2 birds. 1 stone, 2 birds. All right. Okay, guys, thank you so much for today. It has been an enjoyable time with all of you guys. And right now, we're going to head off soon. And always remember, guys, stay safe, stay happy, and everything will be all right.
You win now, lah.
Win now. Woo!
I like that you win already.
Okay, see you guys.
Thanks so much. Bye, Steven, for your final comment.
Bye-bye.
Bye Sarah. Kan tutup.
Ending. It's not. Is it ending?